woman, I love her story. I love it because I'm just going to paraphrase it. And when you get a chance, it's over 1 Samuel, the 25th chapter. But it starts off talking about this woman who the Bible said lived with a sorely mean man. He was just mean to everybody. It didn't even matter. It's just mean. And so David, at the time, he was a king, and as he was in the wilderness, this man Nabal, he was rich too. So he had all the sheep and herds, and they all hung out in the fields. And David would watch over these sheep because he himself was a shepherd at one time. And so he would make sure nothing happened to these sheep. Nabal didn't even know him, but he looked out for him anyway. And so he found out that Nabal was shearing the sheep, and they was going, and at that time, that meant something. You can get some food from the sheep, you get a little bit of clothing from the sheep. So he sent word to Nabal, and he said, I want you to send me a little bit of that sheep and meat and all that stuff, because I've been watching over your property, and I just think this is just the right thing to do. Well, being that Nabal is mean and surly and hateful and a fool, the Bible said, he told them, I don't even know y'all. And if you was looking over my property, good. I don't got nothing. I don't owe you nothing. And the servant overheard Nabal say this, and he ran to Abigail. Now just think, here's a woman who's in the house with a mean man. And the first thing you would expect for her to be just as mean, just as cold. Because that affects you, amen? It affects you. And the servant came, Abigail, I just heard Nabal tell David's servant that he's not going to give him nothing, and this is going to cause trouble for us. You're going to have to do something. And the Bible said that Abigail hastened, cooked up some pies, some cakes, some breads, took them sheep, the meat, made some stuff, put it on her donkey, and went to meet David before he even got to where they lived at. And I love how the Bible said she hastened. She wasn't sitting there like, well, good. Maybe this will be the day that somebody kill this old mean man because I'm tired of him. And this is just what he deserves. This is just what he's going to get. And if it kills everybody in the kingdom, oh, well, he's a fool. She didn't do that. She didn't do that. Wise women. This is what we're talking about. This is where we want to go, where we're getting to. And this ain't just about being married. This is about being wise and single, too. Because you don't know what to do once you get married. You could beat me to the punch. Mm-hmm. So once Nabal, she ran out there and she said, David. And I see she's even wiser than that because she met him on a man's level. Start giving him a bunch of accolades. You know you the strongest man around here. You know you was a good old king. You look out for everybody. The Lord will strike down anybody come against you. You know that. You know that about you. See, the Bible gave him, he said, we cunning. Cunning. That's a good thing when you're using it godly. Using not using what you got, like they say, what's the saying? You got to use what you got, what your mama gave you or some crazy. No. Because this ain't about no body thing. This is spiritual. So he said to her, after she ended, and I loved it, the Bible said David was even getting more angry before he even got there. He was talking to himself. He was like, this fool had the nerve to not help me out. You know how you start getting mad? You talking like, when I get there, I'm going to handle this. But he didn't know he was going to bump into wise old Abigail. And I'm not talking about a woman who was broken, who was hiding behind something. She got right to the point. She knew what was at stake. Do you know your family's at stake? Do you know the enemy's not playing with you? Do you know the devil is not playing with none of us? He would love for you to walk away from your husband, your house, your home, and go out here in these streets and be a single woman for real. He would love it. And the children. He would love it. And cause all kind of separation between you. Y'all arguing and fussing and fighting. And I don't know nobody's marriage in here. And you may be sitting there looking at me like, Sister Kelly, you don't know. No, I don't. But Jesus knows. And at one time, you loved that man. Because you married him. So at one time, you saw something great in him. You picked him. So Abigail, after, I'm going to close with the ending of how she handled this. So David said, you know what, I'm glad you met me in the road, Abigail, because it was about to go down. I'm real glad. He said, and I'm going to accept that apology. I'm going to accept your sacrifice and your gifts. And thank you. Yep. So Abigail go home. And guess what? The fool is at home turning up, drunk. And you know the first thing that's going to come in our mind is, he in here drinking and the whole kingdom was about to get killed. Let me march in here and tell him exactly what just happened and what I did. I mean, he just don't never get it. He don't even understand. Again, I had to save him. Again, I had to fix it. Again, he don't see that I was the one who... So let me go in here and tell him. And the Bible said Abigail saw that her husband was drunk and said, I'll tell him the news tomorrow. I'm going to let him enjoy his evening. Come on, ladies, let's think about that. He said, I'm going to let him enjoy his evening. I'm going to let him be drunk and to be a man and just think. We would never. Just be honest, you wouldn't. You would have came in the house and made you a crown, a tiara, first of all. and that's the last thing they need, because they don't want you looking like you have been the hero when they want to be. They want to be everything for us. They do. They try. And thank God they can, because then we wouldn't have no room for Jesus. So thank God they really can.